Plaintiff Victoria Denko-Smore dated the defendant, and she believes they're in court because the defendant is jealous of her new boyfriend, who's 20 years younger. Victoria claims on the night she fell in love with the defendant, he punched her in the face and knocked 2 of her teeth out, and she's suing him for a loan and stolen money. Defendant Robert Williams admits that he's aggressive, but says Victoria is aggressive too, and that's why they were attracted to each other. Robert claims on the night of the fight, Victoria pushed him into a fish tank and ripped 3 cornrows out of his head. Robert says Victoria is suing for more than he owes.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I think I'm in this court today because Robert's mad that I'm dating somebody that is 20 years younger than I and good looking. And it all started 12 years ago when we went on our first date. We were gonna go to my house and party, and he invited his girlfriend that I didn't know at the time because she was gonna buy the liquor. And I said, it was cool, she can come over. So we were all partying at my house, and I noticed he was paying more attention to her than me. I was kind of upset, so I went to her and asked her if she was seeing him, and she replied no. So I thought no was no. So we were still partying, and then at the corner of my eye, I saw him kissing her, and it really got me mad because no, it means no. So knowing that Robert's...
Got you mad?
Excuse me?
It got you upset?
Yeah, that did
12
get me
years
upset.
ago?
Well, 12 years ago, yeah,
Right.
but that was 12
okay, and you
years
dated
ago,
for
though.
12 years after that?
Well, it goes on, Your Honor. I fell in love with him.
Right, that's my point. You dated for 12 years after that.
I fell in love with him.
You couldn't have been that mad.
It was a nightmare, believe me.
All right. So 12 years ago, you brought a woman over to your house, kissed her in front of your face, and then you began dating him?
No, well, I threw him in the fish tank and pulled out a couple of his corn rolls, and then he popped me in the mouth and popped 2 of my teeth out of my mouth. The cops came, but I didn't press charges because something about him I fell in love with. So
that night?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was
same night you met him.
Yeah,
same night he bust your teeth out. You fell in love.
Yes, correct. Fell in love with him. There's something about him.
Were you all using drugs that night and partying?
No, we were drinking. We were drinking. So throughout the 12 years of our relationship, I realized that he married and had a child with the same woman that he brought over to my house. He didn't want to have a child with me because I was too old. It just killed me. Even today, it killed me. So anyway.
So 12 years ago, you brought a woman over to your house, kissed her in front of your face, and then you began dating him?
No, well, I threw him in the fish tank and pulled out a couple of his corn rolls, and then he popped me in the mouth and popped 2 of my teeth out of my mouth.
Plaintiff Victoria Denko-Smore dated the defendant for 12 years, and she claims on the night she fell in love with him, he punched her in the face and knocked 2 of her teeth out.
Sir, why don't you give me some background?
She's correct. It started 12 years ago. We used to work together at a grocery store. She sent one of our co-workers to see if I was attracted to her. I looked at her. I was physically attracted to her butt, nice butt. We started seeing each other. As far as that night, we were all hanging out. I told her to go make me a drink. It was taking too long. I went in there to hurry her up. She was behind the corner, ambushed me, grabbed me by 3 of my 7 cornrows, threw me into a fish tank, pulled the cornrows out. Better than the turtle, because the turtle died from me being pushed into the turtle tank. Then I was drunk. I kind of dazed towards her. She slammed me on the ground. I turned her over and started to slap her. It wasn't correct, but he didn't
Why
want
did
to do
you
it.
all decide to start dating? I mean, you had no ties then.
Vicky is aggressive and violent. I'm kind of aggressive, so at every one of those events, our love kind of grew. Those interactions kind of made that's when she says that she don't know what it was that made her fall in love with me. It was, we kind of found each other, had a lot in common.
Violence.
Yes. I know it sounds crazy, but when 2 people, and so it was, you know, so it was kind of to us a match made in heaven.
Okay, and so for 12 years you all engaged in violence toward each other?
No. Not like once or twice.
Okay.
Like,
how was the relationship those 12 years?
it was, I mean, it was violent, but it was exciting. It was fun. I mean, at one point she was loving my life.
Why did you all break up?
Well, at one point she went to drop me off at my mom's. When she dropped me off, all of a sudden the car went in reverse on the side of the freeway. I ran. The car went in drive behind me. I kind of escaped.
She tried to run you over?
Yeah. I made an escape.
Why?
Because our relationship was violent like that. And so, I escaped, but the next day we was back together again. Okay.
When did you break up?
We broke up when another young lady was spending too much time in the car that we're discussing right now. So she was upset by the fact that she helped me with the car and did all this stuff, and there was a...
All right. Good enough. Let's get to the loan and the money you're suing him for, stolen money.
Okay, he owes me $500 from a loan that I loaned him.
When?
On April 26th, and he was supposed to pay it back on...
What year?
2014, and he's supposed to pay it back on October 26th, 2014, and he hasn't paid me yet.
All right. What about the other amounts?
The $966 was from multiple charges from my debit card that I gave no permission for him to
Beginning
use.
when?
From June 10th, 2014 until July 18th, 2014.
And when you asked for your money, what has he said, ma'am?
I don't have it.
Did he deny owing it?
Deny owing me the money for the stolen money, but not for the...
All right. And what is it you have you want to present?
I have multiple of the receipts of where he spent them.
Very good. You can hand it to me. Sir, what do you want to tell me?
Vicky, I needed a car for work. Me and Vicky went half on a car that was supposed to be mine. It was put in her name. We got an extension because I don't have a license, so when the extension ran up and the registration was no longer...
Is this the loan you're talking about?
Yes, I am.
All right. Did you agree to pay her $500?
At the time of that, when I signed that, yes, I did.
All right. So what's your defense to it now?
That, according to everybody involved, I don't have a car because it was never in my name, but I did sign that.
All right. So what's your defense to not paying?
Because I feel like that the car was never, that even though I didn't buy the car from her, the $500 that she...
Okay, it doesn't say any of that, what you're talking about. All it says is you have borrowed $500 as a loan and you agree to pay it back. Whatever you're talking about now is irrelevant. There's no conditions on here. There's nothing that says she must put the car in so-and-so name, you must drive it so-and-so. It doesn't even say anything about a car.
She was behind the corner, ambushed me, grabbed me by three of my 7 cornrows, threw me into a fish tank, pulled the cornrows out. Then I was drunk. I kind of dazed towards her. She slammed me on the ground. I turned her over and started to slap her.
Plaintiff Victoria Dentkos Moore dated the defendant for 12 years, and she claims on the night she fell in love with him, he punched her in the face and knocked 2 of her teeth out.
And the money, the charges, sir, what do you say about that?
It was stuff to go in the car. Stereo, speakers, amp.
Is that true, ma'am?
I did not give him permission to even use my credit card. I didn't know this until I...
Sir, did she give you permission?
She had given me permission many times to use a credit card.
This time, sir, the $966.
Some of it.
Nope.
How much?
I'm not exactly
You
sure.
don't know? Okay, I'm gonna go with her. She seems to know. And so $1,466, and you all go and get back together if you like and do whatever you do. Have a good day. I just hope you don't hurt each other. Good luck to you both.
I want him to pay me back and, and get real and right with me. Not shady.
I'm just gonna play it by ear. I mean, I'm not gonna say what I want or whatever. I'm kind of go with the flow, spontaneous type person. So I'm just gonna let it ride.